Hello and welcome to the Simple Life podcast. My name is Michelle and I'm here in the north of England doing my first podcast for a good year and a half. So welcome back and welcome if you're new, and if you're not new, wow. Talk about emotional support chickens. You are my emotional support lambs. What lovely, lovely things you've been saying to me over the past couple of films, videos I've put out there. Thank you very much. Thank you. Because it's been quite heavy and quite deep, I thought I'd start with some light relief and an explanation of why you probably won't see my spaniel in the videos. Not the real podcasty live recorded things anyway. Films, yeah. Anyway, enjoy. This is Jack Spaniels. As if butter wouldn't melt. I've just finished filming the very first, the chatty episodes, and it happens. Jack Spaniels was nowhere to be seen asleep, because this was my setup, my tripod still lost in the garage. It was sellotaped to the top of the handle. This is why Jack Spaniels was asleep and out of the way. I could have the broom in there, I could have the vacuum cleaner in there, but put them together and his mind is blown because it's something different. He wouldn't cope with the tripod, definitely not, and I wouldn't cope being able to talk to you. Right then, I think we better start with some knitting. So as you're aware, if you've watched my last few videos, I haven't been able to knit, not for a long time. And usually when I knit, I digress, I'm in my loft pod, because this is going to be my sewing and space. Half of it belongs to my daughter who's at university, and the other half I've taken upon myself to take it for myself. So that's where I am, because I have teenagers downstairs. So what was I talking about? Not being able to knit. I haven't want to, when I need to have a purpose to knit, really, and I haven't had a purpose to knit. But we have booked for a couple of nights just before Christmas to Iceland. The teenagers are moving. Don't think they're coming in. They are. Pause. Would you be alright shutting the dining room door for me?
Oh, I didn't even realise you were ready.
I'm up here. Cheers! So, we are going for a couple of days to Iceland, and it is bucket list stuff, so I'm really excited. So I was able to knit. I just made it up. I didn't want to follow a pattern. I just wanted to knit something useful that I would need. And my friend Gail, she gifted me some super chunky merino, and she'd knit a big treat cardigan for her other friend, and she had this left over, and she gifted it to me a couple of months ago, and I haven't obviously been able to do anything, but I have made, this is gonna affect the microphone, I'm sorry about the crackles, and I haven't weaved in the ends because I don't have a darning needle big enough to take in the this is terrible, I am so sorry, big enough to take in the thickness of the yarn, so no ends have been woven in. But it's a cowl, and it's longer at, that's the back, it's longer at the front than it is at the back, and crackle, crackle, crackle. I started at the neck. I'm not going to be able to pull the neck so far. So I started at the neck, and then I increased, so sitting up at the back, and I increased down, and then I split for a lovely scarf-like effect on the front, and a little bit to keep the draft out at the back. And you know, it's funny, I was watching Gaina, who used to post her vlogs on Tales from Cocoland, but now does Gaina Jane, a new channel for her vlogs only, I think. And she was saying having hair this short is excellent for wearing scarves in the winter, and she's so right. She is so right. Yeah. It's not going well, is it? Sorry, I'll try and calm down. So yeah, this is my little hug, and then I knitted a hat. I'm not sure about the hat. I think it'll be all right. And I traded Gail a pom-pom, because she has lots of pom-poms, for a piece of cake. So she got a lovely piece of chocolate. Ooh. It wasn't Toblerone. It was chocolate dime cake. My walking boots are brown, hence the pom-pom. My glasses are brown, my hair's brown, and my raincoat, my waterproof coat, is along the lines of this colour. So I am so excited to have this. I'm going to be toasty warm. I will, I think it was Mia yarn. I will put a picture up when I edit this for you. So that was what set me back off knitting. Nice touch. Yeah, okay. I shall assemble myself back together again. So I'd had the bug, and I didn't want to lose the bug. So I wanted to play with yarn, and without knitting and putting pressure on myself to knit, because I didn't know what I needed, what I wanted to knit. So I decided that I would get myself some DK merino and naturally dye it with elderberry, blueberry and blackberry. I pre-mordant the yarn in alum and recorded a little video for you. And here it is. Not very good in this light, but I don't know what to do with it. I think I might dye up another batch, but this time try and pop the berries within the yarn and have it all, the dye bath, the original dye bath, happen on the yarn, and see if I can get little little pock marks of the deeper colour, and maybe some avocado seeds this next time, and alternate skeins. Add it with, oh, I'm thinking maybe an old rose type mohair, and maybe it's just ideas, but maybe a slip. Oh, I can't remember. Slip over, like a gilet vest type thing. I know Petite Knit does some nice ones, so I'll have a look. And but I really enjoyed it. It was a lovely, relaxing activity to do. So that was next. Then I came into accepting, applying and accepting, and at the Cathedral. And I've been warned, and I do know this, the Cathedral in the winter gets really cold, and the cold air from the cloisters is quite something. So I will need layers. And to wrap up, we wear a nice big, quite thick purple robe, just so you can see that we are, you know, a point of contact for the Cathedral. And so that helps. It's a nice long robe, but I wanted something for around my neck, and along with the theme of not wanting to knit something complicated, and I certainly didn't want anything, a scarf or a wrap around my neck, so I thought I would knit the Petite Knit Sophie scarf. I hadn't knit one, so I'm using Noro Silk Garden Sock Solo, I believe, and a sheep's mohair, holding them together, and I'm loving the different speckles through this yarn. And I haven't finished it, sadly. I'm that far off finishing. I think I need to have seven stitches left on my needles, but if the camera in this terrible light in this loft space will pick up the lovely little flecks of colour, and I do think it will suit my colouring. And there you go, there's the hair there, stops where it needs to. So yeah, my robe will keep my body warm, and this will hopefully keep my neck warm. Because of the mohair content, it's okay, but I can feel it a little bit tickly. I wouldn't say scratchy, but I would say tickly. So I think when I wear this in the Cathedral, I will have a roll neck on anyway, just to keep the drafts out. Yeah, but I've really enjoyed doing this. And I thought to myself, oh, hold on, I'm in a pickle. I don't need a pattern. There's lots of free patterns out there, and I tried a few free patterns, and then I paid for it because the edges, I could see the pictures on the Petite Knit Sophie scarf. The edges were beautiful, and none of the free patterns I could achieve that effect. The edges are really quite smart. So yeah, I would pay for the pattern again and again for this. But once you know, and such a neat edge for such an easy, it's so easy, so easy. So I've learnt something there. So that is the Sophie scarf, and I quite fancy knitting the bigger one, because I like to have the bulk around my neck, but not have it all down to tuck into the scarf. And I like how the ends on, they're so tapered. So, and I have got my eye on the bigger one. I haven't crocheted for such a long time. It'd be a couple of years. But I just was drawn to it. I'd found this Serdar wool in a charity shop. I got 8 balls of 50 grams for £3. There was 6 balls intact and 2 that had been opened. So I knew I wanted to make something, a garment to wear, but I knew that it had to be quite small. So I've picked up crochet. It is a cardigan, and it's so simple. I'll show you. Started here. Oh, that's my hook. I am making a hexagon, and the hexagon, see if I can work it out on a little hexagon. Fold it like that, and it makes the underarm portion of the sleeve. And the bigger the I've got it inside out, the bigger the square, the hexagon. Stop talking, Michelle, and just show you. So that is a sleeve and the start of the front of the cardigan. And now what I have to do is add to it and add to the back, so it's got room for my neck. And I've really enjoyed it, really enjoyed it, and it's worked up so quickly. I will pop on the screen the pattern. You can either pay for the pattern, I found it via Ravelry, or you can go on YouTube for a free tutorial, and it's just so lovely. The lady on there that explains everything is so calm, so quiet, and so kind. It's English double crochet. I'm really enjoying it. So that's what I'm working on now, and it's why I didn't quite manage to get that finished ready for when I wanted to podcast. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. The colours that some people are doing, a granny stripe has been fantastic. But I had this yarn, and I put it to this, but I quite fancy doing a bright colourful one. We'll see. I'm not very adventurous. This yarn is Aran, and I'm a tight crocheter. So I've used the Aran yarn and a 3.5 millimeter hook. The gauge doesn't really matter because you're doing your pieces to size. I was around 21 centimeters for the size that I wanted of my hexagon. 21 centimeters from the middle to the end for the hexagon for the size that I wanted. So I'm really enjoying that. Very simple crochet, and it knits up. It crochets up so quickly. I finished my sleeve in 2 evenings, and to fix them together, yeah, that's it. Can you see the join? The join's in there somewhere. Yeah, you can't. There it is. And I just did a row of single crochet on the inside to fix them both together. I actually think I like the single crochet on the outside, so maybe I would do that next time. But really enjoying it. Pop them over there, and let's think about what I'm going to talk to you about next, because I have a few things here. That's it for the knitting. As you're aware, if you've watched the last couple of videos I've popped on, I have been going to a mental health place on a Friday that do textile classes. And the very first, oh dear, sorry, I wobbled you. The very first project I made, and this is last year, this is last August, September, October time, was a little pack, a applique pack for me to sit and have all my bits and bobs for hand stitching, for darn and socks, for kitchen stitch, for knitting as well. I've got the crochet hooks in there. So that's the type of thing that I've been doing at the mental health place. This is called Boro. It's the Japanese art of using scraps of material to make a big piece of fabric, and with some embellishments on there and some very basic embroidery. So that is the type of thing that I'm getting up to. I am doing these again this year. We are applique on 2 bags, onto tote bags. So I enjoyed doing this that much last year that I'm doing this again, and I'm keen to see how my embroidery skills have improved. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'll show you the bag at another time. Yeah. So another example of Boro is this bag I've made. I absolutely adore the bag that I've made. But I feel like it's too childish to use as a bag. So I'm going to turn it into a project bag, and very tentatively, because I'm not very skilled at zips, pop a zip in and have it a zipped project bag. So that's that plan for that, and I'm hoping to do that in the next week or so. I think it'd be a lovely big bag for a sweater. And here's my little friend. Move the strap out of the way for you. That's my little friend. The wool for the sheep's face is Kate Davies. I forgot, but it's the Kate Davies one. And love it, absolutely love it. And this is just watercolour on fabric mixed with, you just mix the watercolour with a medium, it's called fabric medium, and it makes it stay on the fabric. I've not washed it, I don't know if it's washproof, but I just let my imagination go. And again, some Boro work with scraps. What the people at the centre have done, the users that go there, the centre, the other people with mental health issues, my friends, my acquaintances as I go there, they know that I'm keen to play with my sewing machine. It's up here, and they save the scraps for me, and I bring the scraps home. I've just got scraps galore in my buckets here. I'll show you one day properly. Oh, I'm tidying up now. Right, that was that. And then the lady who runs the textiles group, fabulous lady. She's a quilter, an avid quilter. She's getting me into quilting quite heavily. And I thought I'd start to show you what I'm doing. My living room is red and creams, so I'm going to do a nice big living room quilt for the back of the sofa. I have some creams and beiges, and I have some reds to be going on with it. And I thought, so the top would be sewn on the sewing machine, and I think I would like to hand quilt it, and I know it'd be a huge job, but my thinking was, if I have this on my knee over the winter, I'll be warm, wouldn't I? That's what I'm thinking. I'm just going to quilt down all a kind of top stitch, I suppose, and then in every square, quilt a heart, just a simple outline of a heart. I would do creamy beige, red, creamy beige, and stick it in the washing machine, make it go all crinkly. And I'm really looking forward to having more squares and getting this top piece done. I want to get to the quilting part before Christmas. I'd love to be working on this at Christmas. It will be lovely. And one more thing to show you before I go. I think I have treated myself to some strawberry thief napkins to try my hand at some decoupage. I just need the Mod Podge. I want to put this around some boxes. I love the strawberry thief, but it's quite expensive, and my skills aren't there where I can afford the mistakes on the sewing machine. So I'm playing around with some paper napkins. If I can let go of having birds in my house. My mum has scared me about having birds in my house because it's supposed to be bad luck. Do you know anything about that? I'm trying not to let it bother me because so many households have the strawberry thief in their house. And I want to play. My living room, as I said, is red, and I think this would look lovely on my shelves that are above my armchair where I usually sit to do my podcast, or I will usually sit to do my podcast. Because if it's on the other shelf unit that I have, the dog will chew it. I've got a little video about the shelf unit that I did, just very quickly before I sign off with this very, very short podcast. I've raced through everything. I think the nerves have got the better of me. I'll pop this video in now.
Oh, it was already painted black, and this is the crackle glaze going over the top. It's looking okay. Polar bear white has cracked, but it's looking a little bit blotchy on the inside. The brown and wax is bringing it up really lovely, almost maybe like an old oak. And the inside here looks a little bit like tree bark. Can we get away with saying that? And here it is finished. Couldn't be happier. Not bad for just a paint effect, I suppose. It goes with the theme of my room anyway, so I'm really quite happy with it.
I've lost my light, I've lost my electricity. The extension lead has had to go to the garage because David's working on the van. And so I am wrapping up, which is handy, isn't it? I always get the rough end of the stick. I'm only joking. Yes, thank you so much for staying to the end. I've seen how not very long this is. I have flown through everything. I think it's nerves. I think it's having people downstairs. I think it's being in this little area. But I hope that I've been able to just bring a little bit of distraction to your lives at least, and give you something to listen to. My dulcet northeastern tones as you work away and have a nice cup of tea, coffee, hot chocolate, whatever it is that you want. I've got work through mine while I've been sat here. It's been lovely to be back. I can't make any promises. I really want to podcast again. I really want to keep crafting. And as long as you don't mind me filling towards the end with a little bit of stitching that I'm doing, I should have enough content for you. At the moment, I am wanting to knit. I am wanting to create things with yarn. But the chatty episodes are there just in case I don't want to lose touch with you again. And if I don't have any knitting or creative content, I can pop myself on there for a chat and just keep in touch with you. The cancer thing, I am on Patreon talking about it. I'll put the link below. Don't feel that to support me you have to do that. Honestly, it's just for people who have an interest in it, who would like. Don't forget that I get some pennies just by you watching this as well to help me out with the holistic side of treatments as well, okay? And you're my emotional support lambs, all right? Yeah, so don't you feel bad if you can't support that way. I'd just love to have you here. So thanks so much. Until the next time.